Welcome to Partnerships for Profit, the podcast where we bring you inside the world of joint ventures, strategic partnerships, and powerful collaborations. Each episode, you'll dive into conversations with top entrepreneurs, visionaries, and business leaders, unlocking the secrets to building profitable relationships that drive growth and success. Whether you're looking to expand your network, find new referral partners, or scale your business, you're in the right place. Let's get started. It is the inaugural episode of Partnership for Profits, guys. This is a new podcast that deals with partnerships. It deals with joint ventures. It deals with how can we take a partnership and use it to grow business. And today we've got Jackie Williams, CPA, entrepreneur, certified tax planner. We met at the 8-Figure Firm Mastermind, and so she's here right now. And we want to deep dive into it. Thank you so much for being the first guest of this podcast.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Thank you for making me the first guest.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So I had the privilege of hearing you guys talk at the 8-Figure Mastermind just about like tax strategies and how people are able to use that to, save on taxes, grow their businesses, and give me like a 2-minute backstory on how you got here. And, and we'll get into all of that here in a second.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a CPA. I started in the typical CPA track. Right out of college, I went into the Big Four, did Big Four accounting firm track, and did auditing at some big companies. And from there, I went on to do some work at a big bank, analyzing the new accounting standards that came out and how we were going to apply them to the financial statements of that big bank. So I've done auditing work. Then I did some areas of gray analysis, right? What does this say, and how can we apply this? And then I decided to leave that to help my partner, my business partner, and my life partner, Adam, grow his law firm. So when I left there, I worked as a firm administrator and kind of helped us get to finding how we could be profitable with products that we were offering to our clients, and just, how we were managing our business. So then as we were moving through that journey, COVID hit, right? That's like one of the turning points everyone brings up. And we were able to find a lot of business owners some relief through helping them with applying for the PPP and the ERC tax credits. And we wanted to keep that momentum going. So that's why we started Pennywise Tax Strategies together, and basically helping entrepreneurs pocket more of their profit. And as Adam, my partner, likes to say, to defund the IRS.
Heard. Pennywise, is that from It?
Okay. It is, I guess, technically from It, but that's not why we named it that. We have a daughter named Penny, and we wanted to help people keep more of their pennies, so we thought it was kind of cute. But on a side note, I did buy one of those It clowns for Halloween and put it in the office to scare people. So there is some level of interaction with that.
So tell me about some of the why or how much research are you guys having to do on like a yearly basis? Because the taxes change, the tax laws change pretty regularly. Is it yearly that they change? Is it quarterly that they change? Like, how often are they changing these tax laws?
We're in a period right now where there's not a lot of change right now. Things roll off, but we're still within one of the significant tax acts, which is the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, that has provided a lot of the guidance. That's kind of winding down, and I think you'll hear that a lot of the people that are following the upcoming election are wondering about taxes, because that will wind up by the end of 2025. So there will need to be some changes decided politically in terms of what we go forward with.
And what are some of the big tax laws that have really impacted small business in the last, 2-3 years?
So I think a lot of people have benefited what's called the qualified business income deduction. So that is something that could be changed as a result of that Tax Cuts and Jobs Act going away. That's a deduction that most businesses get. They don't have to do anything. They just have to have income, and it's a percentage of their income or another more intricate calculation depending on the details of that business. But that could go away. Also, a lot of us see all those influencers driving big cars saying that they wrote it fully off. So bonus depreciation continues to decline until we get to the end of 2025. So that's another thing we'll see slowly, I guess quickly go away as well.
Oh, really? So people aren't
Yeah.
going to be able to buy those Lambos and write them off anymore?
Yeah, we're already at about at 60% this year. Next year's 40% in the first year. I mean, you still get to take the deduction, but you don't get the big bang, in the 1 year as much. And then it will continue to go down from there until it's back to no bonus depreciation.
Yeah. So you guys mainly help law firms, or there are other businesses that you guys help?
No, we help. We haven't niched down to any one particular industry. Most of our clients generally tend to be service professionals, but we do have a lot of law firms, as you know, we've been in the same circles there.
Sure.
But yeah, it tends to be service professionals.
Gotcha. And what are some of the pain points that you're seeing a lot of your clients having in terms of taxes, and how do you guys sort of alleviate that?
Yeah, so a lot of pain points are, some of it's just not knowing their numbers is like the first problem. A lot of their accountants, they only talk to their tax accountants, right? Their tax preparers, they only talk to at the end of the year. So not getting that guidance ahead of time. So we are working proactively to meet with people much earlier in the year and have them make sure that they're providing their numbers to us so we can figure out, okay, this is what it looks like if you stay on this path. And this is how much in taxes we're looking at. So what are things you were planning on doing anyways, or things you'd like to do that we can make sure within the tax code could help you plan for them this year, and get you the deductions and the tax benefits of it in the current year.
So are you guys like fractional CFOs in some capacity, or?
We're like a fractional CFO for taxes. I know we're talking about partnerships for profit, and I actually partner with a lot of great bookkeepers and CFOs who focus on the financial numbers, making sure that they're in place and like helping them work their numbers from the standpoint of getting to profit. And then we basically are like, oh, you're going to have that much profit. We know those numbers are good. Let's find the ways that we can reduce your taxes and keep as much of that profit, as possible, if that makes sense.
And the great
yeah.
thing about you guys is that you guys are accountants plus attorneys. So not just handling the accounting side, but also the legal side of it.
Yes. Yeah. We, there are some things, where we're not a national law firm. There are some things we'll definitely roll out to other people, or partner with them. Right. But yeah, definitely have some insight from the legal side as well.
And so and I've always wondered this, when you guys are putting together like these taxes and everything like that, when you guys, if somebody audits, right, and there's something that's not correct in the tax return, who's liable? Is that the accountant? Is that me? Is like, who's accountable for that?
Well, ultimately, the taxpayer is accountable. If you have a good professional, they want to make sure that they're doing the best that they can. They have to sign their name on it too. But at the end of the day, it's your tax liability as a taxpayer. So I see very often, as people bring me tax returns from other places, that they don't even, maybe they don't even really review their tax return. The tax preparer says it's done. They sign it, just get it filed. And, at the end of the day, part of my vision, part of my passion is to make sure that my clients kind of, we're partners in this, we're their trusted advisor, but they know what's going in there and they understand it as well.
That makes sense. So tell me can you give me some stories, and you don't have to mention any names, but give me some stories of some people that you guys have helped, and what sort of tax breaks you guys were able to, help people with?
Sure. So, I think a lot of people know you can save a lot on payroll taxes if it makes sense to S corp your entity. So we have one client that we got them. We found that they needed an S corp election and put them on payroll through their S corp. They actually had a lot of real estate. They had a building business, so they met criteria to be a real estate professional. And so we helped them get a cost segregation study done on their real estate to increase the depreciation, and that was helpful. In the same vein, they also had properties that they were flipping. Well, flipping is a strong word. A property that they were selling, and so we helped them get into a 1031 exchange and save there. The same person, we also helped them use the accountable plan, the Augusta rule, bonus depreciation on equipment, and also they purchased a boat, which was a really fun way to use the Augusta rule as well. And
how do you use the Augusta rule for a boat?
So with the Augusta rule, if it's what's the right term? If it's location, right? So it could be a boat, it could be a plane, it needs to be, it could be an RV that you own it or control. If it has a bathroom and a bedroom, you could use the Augusta rule for it. So we helped them utilize like some strategies around that, giving them some suggestions on how, if they were using the boat for a business reason, right, the business could rent the boat from them. So part of our program, we help people find like, okay, what days could we do that? What is a true business expense for this? How do we document that we used it correctly? And then make sure that they go through and make a rent payment to themselves tax-free under the Augusta rule.
That's awesome. And so are you guys working with them throughout the year, only like during tax season?
Yeah. So we work throughout the year. We set up a plan, or if we maybe did a plan last year, we see if there's any adjustments to the plan. And then we have a maintenance program, which is meeting monthly, make sure that they kind of know what to expect in terms of paying on their taxes by the end of the year, looking at their numbers with them, and then making sure that they're documenting their strategies. Because, under audit, you might have good intentions, but if you didn't document it, you don't really have anything to stand on if you can't prove it to the IRS. So that one particular individual with the strategies I listed, the savings were around $75,000 for the year.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's heavy. That's amazing.
Yeah. So
is that normal?
It's all relative, right? So it can only help you save as much in taxes. Like I can't find $75,000 necessarily for someone that's making $75,000, right?
Right.
And you also have to be willing to invest sometimes funds that you would be paying for taxes in other places, right? To reduce that tax bill. And like I said, we're doing it all legally, not just, not putting things on paper.
So we have a marketing company, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to an accountant about this. Are you guys advising people on, where they could be spending, they could be spending their money to actually grow their business? Because marketing is a write-off, right?
Yeah. So marketing is like a wonderful place in terms of taxes, right? There's a lot of things that you can really qualify as an ordinary and necessary business expense under the tax code in the marketing space. I definitely, as I'm seeing some clients, because we're working on a monthly basis, some clients might not have the story that they're going to have a very big tax liability at the end of the year. What if they hit a bad place and they're actually looking more into a loss position? Recommending, like in taking that look, if they're not working with the CFO, at their financial statements and saying, hey, I think, maybe we rearrange your expenses to do some marketing, because your marketing expenses are really low. And maybe that's the first place you think to cut. But if that's what's going to drive sales, and you have the people or the product to deliver on those sales, it's silly not to, right? So I think having that approach in our program is helpful to help people also kind of step on the scale and turn around a little bit, and see how they can make profit that we can work to keep.
Yeah, for sure. So part of this podcast, and the reason why I launched it, because I'm such a big proponent, of collaborations, joint ventures, referral partnerships, right, and using those relationships to really bolster and grow a company. And so maybe you can kind of talk about, what's a strategy that you guys use in like an initial meeting to figure out whether or not somebody's a good referral partner for you.
So, so saying that back to you, you're saying like if I'm looking for someone to partner with to refer my business for
Yeah,
me,
either or,
business too,
and vice versa.
Okay. I think we have our core values are find the truth, be curious, not judgmental, figure it out, and basically not take ourselves too seriously. So I feel like that's kind of what we look for in our clients too, and what we look for in our referral partners. So I have the blessing of living with my partner, Adam, and he has taught me a lot about the entrepreneurial space. I was always a W-2 professional before. Even while we were married for a very long time, and that's what my family's story is, right? More of the W-2 route. And I think that we have a unique perspective in our business of taking the entrepreneurial mindset. Even our employees have it, right? And so you don't really see that with an accounting firm. So if I'm going to partner with someone from a referral standpoint, I also want to kind of be seeing that in their business as well, where they're looking at more of a growth mindset. They attract people and they work with people who want to grow and learn, and don't listen to like a victim type mentality, if you will.
Sure. And so the current referral partners that you guys have, how are you guys nurturing those relationships? Because I'm sure that there's people that are like, yeah, Pennywise Tax Strategies are our preferred vendor or whatever. How are you guys, nurturing those relationships and making sure that, the folks feel, loved, and, whether or not you guys have an affiliate offer that you guys, bring to the table? How does that work?
Yeah, it's different with different referral partners, but really we kind of talked about a little bit the different types of accountants. And so one of our really strong referral partners is other types of accountants. So we say we're not going to do the bookkeeping, we're not going to do the cost accounting, we're not going to do the CFO services, but if you have good people that really want to save on their taxes, can you send them our way? If you're not going to do that service. So we refer back and forth, because in order for us to do our job well, we need to make sure that we know people that are going to do those exact services that I listed well. So it's more of like a, hey, we'll send people to you, you send people to us kind of relationship. I tend to check in with those people. I like to talk with them first before we do it. We have these like coffee chats where we send them Pennywise coffee and, get on a Zoom and talk through what their avatars are and how we can best send people their way. That's been
What is Pennywise coffee?
It's a French vanilla blend, but
oh, you guys branded it?
Yeah, Pennywise pick me up. We'll send you a bag.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get that branded, or where did you get that?
Well, a local roaster in Erie, Pennsylvania, just basically put a sticker on one of their bags, and it's delicious.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But it's still their coffee too.
Yeah.
I guess it's still branded.
Yeah. So, partnering for profit.
That's kind of cool. And where do you guys send that? How much is gifting a part of the nurturing strategy for you guys?
We like send a box when we do like our referral and networking type meetings. So that's a part of it.
And it's when you say box, what's that entail?
a journal, Pennywise journal, Pennywise pens, the coffee. We had some rubber duckies that we that had our, get your ducks in a row logo on them. Just kind of staying in front of them, like, oh, they pick up our pen. Oh, I should remember to refer that person to Pennywise, kind of thing. Yeah.
How effective do you
Yeah.
think that is? The gifting.
I mean, I definitely always get a note back after we talk saying, "Hey, thanks. Really like this pen," or, I like this is,
Yeah.
So I think it's a big part of it. We've talked about a bigger thing that we want to do for, when people send us more referrals. And I mean, there are people that we have referral agreements with. Like if they send someone to us, we'll send them a fee, or, vice versa. We'll compensate from a dollar perspective. But, it's not really necessarily always based on that.
Yeah. I was having I did a podcast with the folks at Giftology. Have you read that book?
No, I haven't.
It was really good book. And so they talk about, how to use gifting as a like partnership strategy, business growth strategy. And so I'm always curious as to how people are using gifting, as a means. Like, do you guys send out one gift a year to the folks that like start, or do you guys have like this gifting strategy that for people that have been with you for a long time? Are you going, you know what, we should really do something for that person? And how personal is that when you guys think?
I feel like our team is really good about, understanding when, if it's a client, if it's a referral source, like something, if we understand something has happened to them or they have something going on, we're quick to gift that way. I think having an annual gift probably would be a great idea. But we do try to focus on like, we hear something's going on, like a surprise, like, hey, we're thinking of you type gift. In terms of books, have you read Emily Frisella? Has written a book. I don't know if you know the 75 Hard program.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just talking about 75 Hard this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a live harder person.
Are you?
Yes. And Emily's book is a lot about focusing on gifting. Relationships First is a really good book if you're going down that road. I read that. It was amazing. Yeah.
There's so many strategies, right? There's, I mean, when it comes to marketing and when it comes to like email nurture, tell me some strategies that you guys do that you're all like, yep, this is something that we do and we know that it really works.
Adam focuses a lot on our marketing. I really think just the making connections and really making sure that we're networking. We also, you saw us speak to a group of professionals. So we've been trying to get in front of more professionals and speaking to them and making connections that way as well. Because even if it's just, hey, can you tell me more about that? And maybe they're not going to work with you right away. Just opening the conversation up. I feel like we've made a lot of referrals out of that, but also gotten clients from that as well.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. What's one of the most valuable partnerships you've formed for the business?
So there are probably 3 or 4 different CFOs that I have been working with in different industries. So they have industry focus. And basically, then their clients will have a very warm handoff to me and my team. And it just, they know that they can trust, they don't have to look for a new accountant to do their taxes when they hand over everything else to the CFO. So I really do feel like having a team of trusted advisors in this space has been helpful. I also think bookkeepers have been really good as well. So, but the CFOs, they know that their client really needs tax strategy and when they'll need it. And so I think coming from that level of a detailed knowledge of the client's, the referral to me's business has been a very good investment in a relationship, right? So like they can basically make sure that that's a good fit ahead of time, kind of really vouch for our potential shared client. So anything where I think you are building a relationship that basically certifies you first, based on what the information is that they have, is a really good one to have.
How about financial advisors?
That's a really good, that's a good one to look into. I haven't partnered from that perspective. And I wonder if it's because we are looking to first help business owners and entrepreneurs. And, so we're going kind of the more directive, like these are the people that see their numbers versus maybe the people that see their investments, or in some cases, I wonder how many business owners really start there. A lot of the business owners we help are in things like real estate or other assets that maybe aren't necessarily working with a financial advisor. So it might not be a current avatar place to look, but it is something I would definitely be open to looking into more.
No, that makes sense. And how do people work with you guys?
So we basically spend 3 meetings up front to kind of nail down a plan. And then from there, we do monthly meetings to adjust the plan, work the plan. And then if they're in our full package, we like to also do the tax return. So we're not preparing tax returns just as like a service item. We're doing it just for the people that we're strategizing with. But because we want to see the strategies get to the tax return. And so, we'll work through getting the tax return done and then ramp right back up into the next year, getting ready for any savings that next year.
That makes sense. Very, very cool. And how do they reach you guys?
You can go to pennywise.tax and fill out a contact us form.
Nice. Guys, if you are in business and you guys don't have a tax strategy, I highly recommend you guys reach out to Jackie. You guys work with people nationwide?
Yes, we do.
Fantastic. So at least do you guys do like a consultation, like where you do a deep dive and figure out what they need?
Yeah. So we will do a kind of an intake call, figure out if you are in a situation where we think that we can help, kind of qualify you. And then once they kind of provide the different services that would be applicable, our onboarding people would like teach you all of our tools, and then you'll meet with a professional to kind of come up with what we think your initial savings would be, or what strategies we think are great for you based on how you live your life, because that's really the approach we take. So don't just think of it as we'll do your business returns or find business strategies for you. We want to help you with all of the aspects of your life so that you can achieve what you want with your tax savings.
That's awesome. Well, Jackie Williams, thanks you so much for being on the show today. Really appreciate you guys, and really reach out to Pennywise Tax Strategies. I highly recommend them. They're in, really good Google reviews in Erie, Pennsylvania, but they can help you anywhere in the United States. So I appreciate you, and we'll be talking soon.
Thanks, Armando.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Partnerships for Profit. We hope you've gained valuable insights on how to form profitable partnerships and take your business to the next level. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. Got a partnership story to share or someone you'd like to see featured on the show? Reach out to us. Until next time, keep building those partnerships for profit.